and Calhoun, the commencement is assembled.
What a beautiful sight on a wonderful day. Hopefully the rain will spare us and we'll have a great ceremony. Thank you, Dr. Fisher. The processional was led by Mary Fisher, Professor of Accounting. Members of the graduating class, please remain standing. And now I ask the audience to please rise and remain standing for the invocation by Rabbi Neil Katz, Congregation Beth El. The invocation will be followed by our national anthem, led by Mrs. Rebecca Richardson, a junior music major and a member of the Patriot Singers. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
We begin this afternoon with a word of prayer. Lord our God, ruler of the universe, happy are those assembled here, for today is a day of joy, a day of triumph, a day of endings, and a day of beginnings. As we gather together, let us be grateful for the many blessings that surround us, the blessings of learning and accomplishment. We are grateful for teachers and faculty, for administrators and staff who oversee the vibrancy and welfare of this university. We are so grateful for those who physically maintain this campus. We rejoice as a community at future's unfolding and fulfillment of potential. We look to all of the graduates here and we recognize that behind them and behind their achievements are the parents, grandparents, spouses, siblings, children, teachers, administrators, friends, clergy, all who have lent their support leading to this commencement exercise. We know that education never happens in a vacuum. Students are like lights who need constant rekindling from outside sources in order to stay aflame and burn ever so brightly. And so we celebrate on this day and we ask God's blessing for this new chapter in their lives. May they be guided in strength and wisdom, with open minds and caring hearts. May they know safety and good judgment. As we celebrate joy on this day, as a community we say, Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Rabbi Katz and Ms. Richardson. On behalf of the University of Texas at Tyler's faculty, staff, and students, welcome to the Spring 2021 commencement. During our commencement ceremony, over 1,600 students will receive their diplomas, certifying they have completed a rigorous doctoral, master's, or undergraduate course of study. Our goal throughout your time here at the University of Texas at Tyler has been to provide you with the educational foundation that you need to launch a successful life and career. UT Tyler scholars write, do research, interview, ponder, question, inquire, invent, discover, mentor, serve, and educate. While our 4 years of work are now complete, we won't know whether we achieved our goal for several years. That's because your work is just beginning. We realize that you spent many sleepless nights studying for midterms, writing term papers, and working with group members to finalize that end-of-semester presentation. These were essential elements of your educational process. But true education has occurred when you have learned how to explore new ideas, to think critically, to create solutions, and respectfully change conventional wisdom in life and career. Today's ceremony is a celebration of the faith UT Tyler faculty are bestowing in you to do just that. We are proud of what you have accomplished, and we look forward to hearing about your many successes for the years to come. Members of the UT Tyler faculty, please stand so we can thank you for being passionate about the success of today's graduates. Please be seated. Next, I would like to introduce our provost, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, and our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Amir Mimiran. Dr. Mimiran's role as Chief Academic Officer for the university includes being responsible for overseeing the programs of study you are completing today. Dr. Mimiran.
Thank you, Mr. President. Graduates, the day you joined one of our graduate programs at Souls College of Business, you invested your trust in our university. Today, at this commencement, you will be receiving a share from that trust, a share in now your university, a diploma that bonds us together for life. You're now as much vested in our future as we are in yours. I'm confident that you will make us proud as our alumni with your exemplary careers and accomplishments, and I assure you that we will continue to grow your alma mater you can always be proud of. As you graduate today, you will be taking a course in life, facing a world of new challenges, and making decisions that not only affects your own life, but also affects the lives of others. As your provost, I'm confident that you have the prerequisite academic foundation and are well prepared to make the best possible decisions. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Mimiran. The remaining members of the President's Cabinet, which is the group that works with the faculty to lead this campus, include Mr. Joseph Volkers, Executive Vice President of Administration and our Chief Business Officer, Dr. Julie Philly, Executive Vice President of Health Affairs, Dr. Stephen Idell, Senior Vice President of Research and Dean of the Graduate School, Chris Kavash, Senior Vice President of Finance and our Chief Financial Officer, Kim Laird, Senior Vice President of Business Affairs and Chief Operating Officer of Academics, Mr. Daniel DeLotte, Senior Vice President of Business Affairs and Chief Operating Officer of Health Affairs. Ms. Cindy Scott, Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Chief Human Resources Officer. Ms. Ona Tolliver, Senior Vice President of Student Success. Mr. Carl Baranowski, Vice President of Legal Affairs and our Chief Legal Officer. Ms. Stephanie Fenter, Vice President of Strategic Planning. Mr. Stephen Ford, Vice President of Internal Audit and the Chief Audit Executive. Mr. Lucas Roebuck, Vice President of Marketing and Chief Communications Officer. Dr. Sherry Watley, Vice President of Information Technology and Chief Information Officer. Dr. Howard Patterson, Director of Athletics. Dr. Richard Helfers, Faculty Senate Chair for the main campus. And Dr. Patty Alusala, Faculty Senate Chair for the Health Campus. I'd like to recognize the other members of the Platform Party. Platform Party, please stand. Thank you. Please be seated. Today, we would like to welcome Dr. Leon Leach. First of all, Leon is a dear friend and a very critical and important business advisor for me. He has had long experience as a healthcare executive. And I will tell you all, since this is a school of business, if you're working in healthcare and the doctors want to hear what you have to say, then you have to be an exceptional business person. And Leon meets that criteria. He joined the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center in 1997, where for 2 decades, he was responsible for their business and financial functions. MD Anderson has an annual budget, I guess, of something like $4.5 billion annually. Prior to that, Dr. Leach held executive leadership positions with Cornerstone Physicians Corporation, then Care America Health Plans, Candle Subacute Services, and the Prudential Insurance Company of America. Upon retiring from MD Anderson in 2017, Dr. Leach continued to serve the University of Texas as a consultant, instrumental in our acquisition of the East Texas Medical Center and the formation of UT Health East Texas, where he serves on our board of directors and chairs the Finance Committee. Currently, Dr. Leach serves on the Finance Committee of the Board of Directors of Memorial Hermann Health System in Houston. He is chairman of the Board of Governors of the B.H. Carroll Theological Institute. He serves on the Board of Directors of Faith Search Partners. And this is really cool. He's on the board of Island Packet Yachts. They build fancy boats for really rich people, and they make a lot of money at it. Keep that in mind, business graduates. Dr. Leach holds a BS degree from Rutgers University, an MBA from Windermere University, an MA from Southwest Baptist Theological Seminary, and a PhD from the University of Texas School of Public Health in Houston. He now lives in Tyler, Texas with his wife, Tinsel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present Dr. Leon Leach.
Well, thanks, Dr. Calhoun, for that wonderful introduction. You're far too kind. One of the nicest things about being asked to give your commencement address is being among the first to congratulate you. Accordingly, may I offer my congratulations and thanks not only to this class, but to all who helped make it happen. The University of Texas Board of Regents, Dr. Calhoun, the president of University of Texas Tyler, the faculty and staff here at our wonderful university, And most importantly, thanks to you, our students, your team, your family and friends, your support structure that got you through this. I'll talk more about teams and support structure in a few minutes. What a positive impact you and this fine university are having on our community and the lives we touch. It is truly a pleasure to recognize your success. Please join me in giving yourself a huge, well-earned, and deserved round of applause. Speaking of recognition, I do recognize that I am standing between you and your graduation party, so I promise to be succinct. What I want to discuss with you today is a simple question. What is your strategy? You're freshly minute business graduates. You have a strategy. Even if doing nothing, that's a strategy. It could be called the que sera strategy, what will be, or the go with the flow strategy. Or perhaps you've done just the opposite. Perhaps your strategy may be well thought out, based possibly on the strategic planning principles we teach here at UT Tyler. You know, the SWOT analysis thing, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But trust me, you have a strategy, even if you haven't articulated it such. Well, my purpose today is to impart a few thoughts about strategy, your personal strategy, thoughts that hopefully you can draw upon throughout your career. So, what is strategy? And how does one go about doing strategy? In 1987, Henry Mintzberg defined strategy as a consciously intended course of action. Later, Michael Porter made a solid case for what he termed the value proposition. Let's drill down a little bit further on value. What is value? More importantly, what's of value to my employer? And most importantly, what's of value to the world at large? Well, implicit in Porter's value proposition is that one is delivering a service or product of some sort. It's the value of the service or that product that's important. Service itself is almost always of value, even if it misses the mark. Service is at least well-intended. Service is what I deliver to my boss, to my employer. If I'm fortunate and blessed enough, that's what I aspire to deliver to the world at large, service with a capital S. But specifically, what service will you deliver? How do you, as business graduates from UT Tyler, define the service you're going to deliver to the world? Many of you have already started down that path by following a particular specialty, be it sales, accounting, marketing, IS, HR, or something else that differentiates the service you will provide. There is one critical ingredient that will greatly aid and abet not only your selection of service, if you haven't done so already, but also your strategy in implementing that service. It's wisdom. Get wisdom. All truly great leaders throughout history have sought wisdom. It's a fact. It's biblical. King Solomon, one of the wisest leaders in history, asked for and was given wisdom. Wisdom is essentially the ability to discern, discerning what service you're going to provide, discerning how and where to provide that service, discerning who can help you market, finance, and deliver that service. So how does one get wisdom? Let me suggest 3 easy steps. Step 1 in your journey towards wisdom is education. You've just been exposed to a lot of theoretical wisdom about education here at Tyler, or through education here at Tyler. Hopefully you soaked it all up. If not, or even if you did, further education will be generously provided through the School of Hard Knocks. Let me read a quote from the 1918 edition of the Peninsula Enterprise, a newspaper near Richmond, Virginia. Much of our education is to be obtained only in the School of Hard Knocks. There is no age limit, and the sooner we are graduated, the better for us. End of quote. Life's experiences count. They can be harsh, but step 2 will help take the edge off that harshness. Step 2 in your journey towards wisdom is to find yourself a good mentor, or better yet, mentors. Mentors who have been there, done that. mentors who have the battle scars to prove it. Their willingness to share their hard knocks with you will help you avoid or minimize those same hard knocks during your wisdom journey. Good mentors offer good advice. Take the example of Kenneth Wilson, the Dean of the School of Business at Michigan State University. He told Drayton McLean, the former owner of the Houston Astros, and his 70 classmates upon graduation in June 1959, to dare to dream. It's free. He also advised them to seek adversity because the lines are shorter. In short, a good mentor will add both wisdom and spark to your career. And by the way, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You will learn more quickly from them. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. This is how we learn after formal school is out. You're now ready for step 3 in your wisdom quest. Step 3 is to read the book of Proverbs. Proverbs has 31 chapters, 1 chapter per day. The chapters are short, about a cup of coffee in length. By the end of 31 days, you will know most everything you need to know about wisdom. So step 4, oh, that's right, I said there were only 3 steps. Well, when all else fails, and it will, step 4 is to go back to step 3 and reread Proverbs. Okay, we're well over halfway through this talk, so let's take a minute and recap. Answering the what's your strategy question begins with deciding upon the service you intend to provide. Many of you are well down that path already. Next is the 3 easy steps we just talked about in your quest for wisdom. It's all pretty simple, huh? So what's your attitude about this? We do get to pick our own attitudes, you know. There are healthy attitudes and unhealthy ones. Of course, all of us are going to naturally pick healthy attitudes, right? Well, I'm not going to venture into the realm of what's healthy and what is not. That's way too deep and judgmental for today. But let me make my point by offering a confession. Now, Dr. Calhoun is not going to be happy with my public confession. So in fairness, I need to address the confession directly to him. Kurt, I must confess that I've hired a number of Aggies in my career. I heard a whoop out there. Now, before you summarily dismiss me, let me just point out 2 things. Let me say 2 things. Attitude and team. They came to me with a willing, can-do attitude, and the 12th man thing, well, their team spirit really works. While it's true that a few Aggies held key positions on my executive team at MD Anderson, the players obviously changed over time, but I always made it a point to be surrounded by a team with the right attitude. Part of that right attitude and sense of team is what I would call thinking out of the box, an out-of-the-box opinion. That can be unpopular in traditional hidebound organizations, even verboten, if the boss varies, if it varies from the boss's thinking. Nevertheless, it's likely your team, your support team, the team that I was referencing and thanked in my opening comments, had a mentor or 2 that didn't see things quite the way you did. If so, you were fortunate. I hope you encourage that person, as it's important to have and understand perspectives other than your own. If you remember anything from my talk today, please remember that life is a team sport. Perhaps Mike Van Hooser said it best. He said, at the end of the day, you bet on people, not strategies. So there you have it. Your personal strategy should be about service, wisdom, attitude, and team. SWAT. You know, acronyms have always appealed to me. I found that a few letters form a catchy word helps me remember what's truly important. KISS is my favorite acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. Well, having said that, I guess I should wrap up. Remember, although some police and military folks think SWAT means special weapons and tactics, we all now know that when it comes to developing a personal strategy, SWAT stands for service, wisdom, attitude, and team. Congratulations and the best wishes for your journey.
Thank you, Dr. Leach, for your very appropriate and inspiring remarks. And those of us at UT Tyler are always happy to let A&M have a few crumbs from our table. I now invite Dean Chris Swimshay to present and certify the degree candidates in his college. Dr. Swimshay.
It is now time for the presentation of degree candidates from our college who will receive doctoral and master's degrees. Will the candidates for the following graduate degrees: Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Accountancy, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, please rise. President Calhoun, on behalf of the faculty of the Souls College of Business, I certify that the candidates who stand before you and who have completed all academic requirements are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
That's good. That's good, but here comes the real stuff. Get ready. Candidates, on behalf of the University of Texas System Board of Regents, and by virtue of the authority vested by law in the board, I now confer upon you, each of you, the respective academic degree for which you have been recommended, with all rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations pertaining thereunto. And I convey the board's sincere congratulations, and I extend my personal congratulations. You are now graduates. Please be seated. We will now publicly recognize our graduates and give them representations of their diplomas. There may be an exam or two still left. And we'll provide them with their academic honors and greet them here on stage. Will the marshals please escort the graduates to the platform at this time? Thank you. Graduate students at UT Tyler are very important to the university and represent more than a fifth of our student body. We are proud of their accomplishments and know they will contribute much to our community and to the world. You are welcome to celebrate as your student crosses the stage.
Doctor of Philosophy, Human Resource Development, Janice Lambert Cretion. Andrew Robert Kraus. David Aaron Silberman. Thomas E. Kramer. Master of Business Administration, Lee Tara Byerly Meyer. Master of Accountancy, Riley Freeman. Melissa J. Garcia. Daniel Angel Medina. Ruben Rodriguez. Emily Danielle Smith. Master of Business Administration, Emily Nance. Arumalabain Gu Ajibaji Sr. Juan Carlos Alejandro Jr. Sonia Renee Almendarez. Samantha Estefany Alvarez. Leslie Zamantha Andeno. Shaniel Marcelia Holmes. Byron Joseph Ozen. Joy Oguna. Tamara E. Barnes. Caitlin Cassandra Carson. Jonna Dawn Carpenter. Stephanie Veronica Casarubias. Ricardo Fuentes Castillo. Angela Childress. Regina Marie Delgado. Carlo Demandate. Kendall Lene Dewberry. Jennifer Doogie. Rachel Michelle Edmiston. Mayra Esperanza. Marlon Esmade. William Figueroa. Jamel Latad Ford. Paige Alexandria Gray. Shane Greenewalt. Pamela Lane Gregory. Christina Marie Hamilton. Chris Grisby. Andrew Hamilton Hanks. Stephen R. Helmstetler. Christopher Hong. Russell Tate Cannon. Keisha Honeycutt. Daria Daniel Crockett. Kyla Inez Hudson. Taylor Aliza Nicole Johnson. Julia Jost. Amin Hassanali Kazani. Bonnie Maxine Davis. Cami Deanne Keenan. Humza Khalid. Jorge Sebastian Delgado. Merle Jasmine Dominguez Leon. Connor Reed Linnekin. Michael Robert Moore. Amanda McConnell Morris. Jasmine Renee Franklin. Tori Nolan. Clarissa Gomez. Coleman Yates Patterson. David Brandon Gower. Jordan Elizabeth Ratliff. Juna Robinson. Cassidy Michaela Rogers. Lynn Treaser Anderson. William Benjamin Romines. Sheldon Sayer. Su Kwong Guok. Tendai Blessing Shamber. Rachel Ann Sibayan. Molly Miranda Stevens. Marshall Sweden. Ashley Templeman. Veronica Patricia Tinsley. Chase B. Tompkins. Sarah Leanne Kelly. Rachel Wells. Mandy Wiggins. Cameron Trinard Young. Victoria Lee Jones. Eric Langmer Coffey. Daniel King. Monica Kinsey. Franceli Lopez. Jenny Elaine Clock. Joseph Lopez. Vivian Jasmine Medina. Clinton Andrew Meadows. Abdul Rahim Mohammed. Fabiola Moreno. Heather Nicole Newell. Adam Daniel Owens. James Robert Mitchell Neal. Giselle A. Polius. Melissa Renee Pruitt. Magdalene Na Anokor Kwawao. Rhonda Minyard Quintana. Genaro Rubio. Richard Marlin Rutledge. Michael Sakala. Dawn Michelle Strelo. Umeka Struther. Mark Ryan Tiller. Sulma Yesiana Trujilloca Vasus. Audrey Jean Wright. Leah Yarborough. Master of Science, Computer Science. Zachary Ogburn. Master of Science, Human Resource Development. Jessica Rose Bischoff. Yahirlis Velasco Camacho. Robin Arlene Delgado. Ashley Renee Nicole Gates. Emily Tierra Leanne Gora. Paul Lynn Holt. Aparajita Roy. Mark D. Stark. Gleason Baby Daniel. Chastity DeFrancisco. Jeannie Marie Delgado. Pamela Lovelady. Catherine Pridgeon. Alyssa Marie Ramirez. Nicole M. Alanis. Shaterika Reed, Master of Science, Human Resource Development. Master of Science, Industrial Management. Allison Renee Barger. Maxwell Corley. Justin Dwayne Boudreau. Farah Guerrero. Kristen Elise Plusinski. Mitchell Samuel Tracino. Tebow Kerr. Chinwe Oparamoa. Daniel Akpin James Adoka.
Graduates, let me remove this. Graduates, on behalf of our faculty and staff, we congratulate you for this notable accomplishment. We applaud you for what you have done and thank you for what you will do for your alma mater, your community, and all society. My charge to you is to move forward with your career with the understanding that you forever represent the college and the university. You have the responsibility to conduct your life in such a way that reflects well on you, as well as your alma mater and those that follow. Now for the big moment. If you have not already done so, you may move your tassels to the left.
Thank you, Dean Lindberger. Graduates, please be seated. Our alumni speaker is Dr. Rosemary Cooper. Dr. Cooper is the Executive Director of Career Success at the University of Texas at Tyler. She also serves as adjunct faculty member in the Department of Human Resource Development in the Souls College of Business. She previously served as the Director of Enrollment Services at UT Tyler. She is a 3-time alum of UT Tyler and holds a PhD in Human Resource Development with a specialization in organizational development and change. She has worked in higher education for over 21 years. Dr. Cooper has been recognized for her research in the areas of shared services, employee engagement, and organizational change, and has presented nationally on these topics. She is an alum of Leadership Tyler Class 28, Leadership Tyler's Catalyst 100 program, and the University of Texas System's Women's Leadership Program. Dr. Cooper has also served on the City of Tyler Mayor's Veterans and Community Roundtable, and as a member of the Women's Symphony League of Tyler. She is the 2018 recipient of the UT Tyler's President's Excellence Award, and she currently serves as institutional representative for Texas Women in Higher Education. She is a native of Nashville, Tennessee, and now calls Tyler, Texas, home. She and her husband, Steve, are the proud parents of 3 children, one of whom is also a graduate of UT Tyler. Please all join me in welcoming Dr. Rosemary Cooper.
Dr. Calhoun, distinguished platform party, special guests, faculty, family, friends, and graduates. Good afternoon. As a 3-time alum of the University of Texas at Tyler and a mother of a 2021 graduate, it is my great honor to be here with you today. Commencement addresses are often meant to remind graduates of the hard work and experiences that have brought them to the pinnacle of their college career and to encourage them to move forward into the world and be successful citizens. So this afternoon, I stand before you to offer 2 challenges. The first challenge, always remember the journey. The second challenge, always value the knowledge you have gained as a student at UT Tyler. As a first-generation college student, I am fully aware of the obstacles that can often impede progress and create situations void of opportunity. My journey to higher education will forever be my unique journey, and I can say the same for each of you. My first challenge to you is to never forget where you came from. Never forget the hard work you have put into your education, and never forget the circumstances that have brought you to this day. It is your history, your hard work, and those circumstances that have made you stronger, braver, and wiser than ever before. For they are your own, and they are unique to you. Always remember the journey. Your educational path, no matter how short, how long, or how detoured along the way, does not define who you are. Rather, it's the knowledge and experience you have gained while on this journey and what you do with this newly acquired wisdom that demonstrates to the world your character and your identity. Aristotle once wrote that it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Utilize the knowledge you have gained to be the best version of yourself and make a positive mark on the world around you. Remember that no change can ever take place without the capacity of a mind to comprehend others' ideas and accept the fact that other ideas do indeed exist. My second challenge to you is to value your education. So what does that mean, to value your education? The Oxford Dictionary tells us it means to estimate the monetary worth of something or someone, or to consider them to be beneficial or to have a high opinion of. The education you have earned is an investment in future economic security and an investment in hope for you, your families, and your communities. The stake you have made in your educational pursuits is one that will not only yield a high financial return, but one that will open many doors of opportunity. In the book of Proverbs, King Solomon wrote, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not compared to it." So graduates, I challenge you to never forget the path that brought you to this momentous day, and always take pride in your investment. Your UT Tyler education is absolutely priceless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper, for your remarks and for being with us today. As a reminder, the value of your degree increases when alumni engage with their university. UT Tyler's ranking in various polls, such as the US News and World Report, rises when alumni get involved. Ranking magazines use the percentage of alumni who give as a proxy for whether alumni liked their university experience. So for all of you, please keep in touch, and importantly, please give a little. Please rise now for the singing of the UT Tyler School song that can be found in the back of your program, led by Ms. Richardson, and then followed by the benediction.
Texas eyes are smiling o'er the UT Tyler lakes, and the whispering breeze is a memory we will not forsake. Though we travel life's long highways over lands both near and far, we'll never forget you, alma mater, no matter where we are. We'll never forget you, alma mater, no matter where we are.
As we began this afternoon with a moment of prayer, so we close. May it be your will, holy source of blessing, that these new graduates always move from strength to strength and from achievement to achievement. As we close out these ceremonies, I'll offer a blessing called the priestly benediction. It comes from the biblical book of Numbers. It's 3 beautiful lines of text, and I will share it in Hebrew and in English. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and guard you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may God show you all favor and be gracious to each and every one of you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God show you kindness and grant you all peace. Together we say, Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Leach, Dr. Cooper, Rabbi Katz, Ms. Richardson, for honoring our graduates and for being part of this ceremony. And thank you, family and friends, and especially thank you to the parents for joining us. Graduates, I'm looking out at a beautiful sight here in Patriot Plaza. It's wonderful. And the weather cooperated. So on behalf of this great university and its 5 campuses in Longview, Palestine, Houston, and Tyler, including both the main campus here and the health campus, I wish you the very best and congratulate you on your accomplishments. Please, all graduates and guests, remain seated until the recessional has concluded. Then you are welcome to dismiss and celebrate your graduation. Have a wonderful evening. Congratulations.